In many cultures, keeping the belongings of the dead is considered taboo. For the faithful, such things are not to be taken lightly, but among the younger generation, such beliefs are often dismissed as superstition, relics of an old world no longer relevant. Edwin Chi, a 22-year-old technician at a computer repair shop, was a natural skeptic, a logical thinker with little patience for myths or ghost stories. He lived alone in a modest, rented room and rode his motorcycle to work every day. As a music lover, his one true desire, a pair of Sony WH-1000X M4 wireless headphones, the pinnacle of audio technology. Even after discounts, they carried a hefty price tag of nearly $400, a cost far beyond the reach of a low-wage worker like Edwin, especially in some Asian countries like Thailand. So all he could do was dream and hope that someday he would save enough to finally own them. One warm evening, while stopped at a red light, a sleek black Mercedes pulled up beside his bike. In the back seat, a teenager lounged casually, bobbing his head to the beat of music. Over his ears sat those exact headphones, the Sony WH-1000X M4. Edwin knew it was his favorite headset the moment he saw it. He stared mesmerized. For just a second, he imagined how it would feel to have that piece of luxury wrapped around his head. Then the light turned green and the moment passed. 10 minutes later, the traffic ahead suddenly slowed to a crawl. Flashing lights and murmuring crowds hinted at something serious. As Edwin rode closer, his chest tightened. It was the Mercedes he had seen earlier, stopped at the red light, crushed, its front completely caved in. Twisted metal surrounded the scene, and inside, covered in white sheets, were the lifeless bodies of the driver and the boy from the back seat. A truck was parked nearby, its windshield shattered. Edwin slowed his bike, shaken. Edwin felt a deep fear, realizing that life could end in an instant. He took the incident as a lesson, a reminder that he too was just another traveler on the road. As others gathered to gawk and whisper, something caught his eye. Just off the roadside, half hidden in the grass, lay the headphones. Impossibly, they seemed untouched, as if the music had just stopped moments ago. His heart raced. He hesitated. He knew what they were. He knew whose they were, but desire can be louder than reason. Glancing around, Edwin stepped closer and casually nudged the headphones deeper into the bushes with his foot. Hidden from everyone but him, he waited as long as he could until the ambulance took away the bodies and the crowd began to scatter. Then, with trembling hands, he retrieved the headphones and tucked them into his bag. That night, in the silence of his room, he finally tried them on. They worked perfectly. The sound was rich, immersive, otherworldly. For the first time in a long while, Edwin felt lucky. He brought the headphones everywhere, to the office, to coffee shops. Friends noticed, impressed. Some even joked that he must have won the lottery. For a full week, everything was perfect. Until the seventh day, the day when, according to most Asian folklore, the spirit of the dead returns to roam the place where it once dwelled. The morning light felt harsh as he woke, feverish and weak. The fever was sudden, high, and relentless. He saw a doctor, missed work for 2 days, and drifted in and out of uneasy sleep. When he finally recovered, he thought it was over, until the stranger things began. His motorcycle, usually reliable, would stall every morning for no reason. His wallet felt lighter, and soon he realized some of his saved money had gone missing from the drawer in his room. But the locks weren't tampered with. No one had entered. Then the dreams began. At first they were hazy, shadows standing by his bed, whispering voices behind his music. But they grew sharper. A boy sitting silently in the back of a broken car, staring directly at him. Headphones still clamped to his ears. Every time Edwin used them now, he heard something beneath the music. Faint breathing, soft weeping, and occasionally a whisper that made his skin crawl. "Give it back." Using the headphones was no longer enjoyable for Edwin. The sound was either too loud or mixed with strange, unsettling voices. One night he awoke drenched in sweat. Music was playing in his ears, even though he didn't remember falling asleep with the headphones on. He tore them off and flung them across the room. But even from a distance, he could still hear it. Not the music, but the voice.
"It's mine.
The lights in his room flickered violently. A cold wind, impossible in the sealed space, whipped through. Papers fluttered, his curtains tore free from their rods. The shadows on the wall stretched, distorting into long, twisted figures that reached for him.
Edwin backed into a corner, heart hammering. He tried to pray, but the words wouldn't come. Suddenly, the headphones began to move on their own, rotating slowly, as if an unseen force was playing with them. Then came the sound, the same track the boy had been listening to in the car that day, only now it was warped, echoing like it was playing from deep underwater. From the center of the room, a figure began to form, pale, broken. The boy, his head tilted at an unnatural angle, dried blood crusting one temple, eyes hollow but locked on Edwin. The ghost took a step forward. Edwin screamed, "I didn't mean to..." He choked. I'm sorry." But the boy didn't stop. Desperate, Edwin grabbed the headphones, snatched the keys to his motorbike, and sprinted out of his room barefoot. He reached for his bike and raced through the quiet streets in the dead of night, the wind biting at his skin. He didn't stop until he reached the crash site, the roadside still faintly marked by scorched rubber and tattered police tape. He dropped to his knees and placed the headphones on the grass, exactly where he'd found them. "I'm sorry," he whispered. "They're yours. I should have never taken them." Silence. Then the air grew warm again. The hum vanished. No more whispers. He looked up. The boy was gone. Relieved, Edwin stood, and this time walked away without looking back. From that night on, the dream stopped, and the music never played by itself again. Determined to get his own headset instead, Edwin told his friends that the previous one wasn't his, that he had only borrowed it from a friend. He never spoke about the incident that lurked behind it. This story may or may not be true, but for those brave enough to test it, they can experience it for themselves. Stories like this are often hard to believe until they happen to us personally. And then perhaps our way of thinking about the unseen spirits will change forever.